Welcome you all. Today we are going to discuss about new development bank, which is known as BRICS Bank. The functions as well as the structure and the major area of operations of the BRICS banks are given in this section. The new development bank, this is known as the BRICS Bank, and it was established by developing and emerging economies. That is, it is like a regional level development bank by five important countries, including Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. This is a multilateral development bank. That is, BRICS Bank is a multilateral development bank, and it was established by developing and emerging economies. And the major members of this new development banks are Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. It was established on 15th July 2014. It was founded by Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, which is collectively known as BRICS countries, during the 5th BRICS summit in Fortaleza in July 2014 and launched a year later. That is, it was established, or it was decided to establish in the 5th BRICS summit or the new development bank during the 5th BRICS summit, which was held at Fortaleza in July 2014 and a year after it was launched. It is a 21st century multilateral development bank, and it was established or built on the experiences of the existing institution to design policies and practices capable of living up to the challenges posed by the global trend. That is, this was established for meeting the global challenges and design policies and practice in accordance with the challenges faced by the global economy. The purpose of new development banks or the BRICS banks are: it will mobilize resources for infrastructure and sustainable development projects in BRICS and other emerging economies and developing countries, complementing the existing efforts of multilateral and regional financial institutions for global growth and development. That is, the major purpose of the new development bank or BRICS bank is that the new development bank will mobilize resources for infrastructure and sustainable development project in BRICS and other emerging economies and developing countries, at the same time complementing the existing effort of the multilateral and regional financial institution for global growth and development. And a brief history of the new development banks are given in this section. First, it was established by, as we have seen, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, which is known as BRICS countries, and it was established in the context of BRICS mechanism and along with the BRICS contingent reserve arrangements. At the March 2012 New Delhi summit, the leaders of the BRICS countries directed their finance minister to examine the feasibility and viability of setting up of a new development bank that would support economic growth in BRICS countries. It was at the New Delhi summit of the BRICS Bank in March 2012. The leaders of the BRICS countries were directed their finance minister to study about the feasibility and viability of setting up of a new development bank that would support economic growth in BRICS countries and other emerging economies and developing countries. And in 2013 summit, which was held at Durban, BRICS leaders announced that the start of a formal negotiation to establish the new development bank. Agreements on the new development bank were signed during the BRICS summit held in Fortaleza on 15th July 2014, and following ratification by all five founding members, agreement entered into force on July 3rd, 2015. And the inaugural meeting of the Board of Governors of New Development Bank was held in Moscow on July 7, 2015. The broad objectives and functions of new development banks include fostering development of member countries, supporting economic growth of the BRICS countries and emerging economies, promoting competitiveness and facilitating job creation. This is another important objective and function of New Development Bank, building a knowledge sharing platform among developing countries. That is, this also aims at sharing of knowledge among the developing BRICS countries and other emerging economies. That is, the fostering of development, supporting economic growth, promoting competitiveness and facilitation of job creation, building a knowledge sharing platform among developing countries. These were the major functions of New Development Bank. The mission of New Development Banks are given here. The mission include the New Development Bank was formed to support infrastructure and sustainable development efforts in BRICS and other undeserved emerging economies for faster development through innovation and cutting-edge technology. The bank partners with the nation through capital and knowledge, achieving development goals with transparency and empathy, and creating an equal opportunity for development of all countries. This is the mission of the BRICS Bank. That is, the New Development Bank was formed to support infrastructure and sustainable development efforts in BRICS and other undeserved emerging economies for faster development through innovation and cutting-edge technology. And the bank partners with the nation through capital and knowledge, achieving development goals with the transparency and empathy, and creating an equal opportunity for the development of all countries. The member countries are given here, that is the Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. In this section, some explanation regarding the membership and in this section, some explanation regarding the membership of BRICS countries or the New Development Banks are given. New Development Bank will be a global player, and its governance will remain in the hands of emerging market developing countries shareholders. While the bank was created by 5 BRICS countries, it is open to members of the United Nations. Or the membership is open to all members of the UN. As well, advanced countries as well as the emerging countries are eligible for membership, although foremost are restricted to a maximum of 20% of voting power and can only join the bank as a narrow borrower member. Though advanced countries can also join, but their partnership or the membership is restricted to a maximum of 20%. And the New Development Bank decisions are taken on the basis of simple majority, and no single member has veto power over any matter. The NDB represents about 42% of the population, 20% of GDP and 27% of the surface area. The shareholding pattern of the member countries are given here. Members are Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and shareholding is in terms of the 20%. A number of shares by each includes, and in accordance with that, the 20% voting right is 20%. Number of shares is 1 lakh each, and unallocated share is 5 lakhs. Then total 10 lakh shares. Shareholding structure is given. All member countries or all founding members have 20% each. Governance structure is given in this section. Governance structure of New Development Bank is given in this section, and it includes board of governors. They are at the apex level. Then board of directors. There are 4 other committees: audit, risk and compliance committees, budget, human resource and compensation committee, finance committee, credit and investment committee. This color shows the committee composed of board of directors, and this gray color shows the committee composed of the management. These are the organizational structure of the BRICS Bank. That is, at the apex, board of governors, then board of directors, then 4 committees: audit, risk committee, and the budget, human resource committee, finance committee, credit and investment committees. Board of Governors is the highest decision-making authority of New Development Bank, and it consists of 1 governor at the ministerial level and 1 alternate appointed by each member. Board of Governor is responsible for deciding on the increase or decrease of the capital stock, approving the annual account, determine the distribution of net income, electing the president, admitting new members, approving the general strategy of the bank every 5 years, authorizing the conclusion of general agreement for cooperation with other international organization, etc. All these duties are with the Board of Governors, and the Board of Governors meeting helps takes place at least annually. The fourth annual meeting of Board of Governors was held at Cape Town in South Africa on April 1st, 2019. And the current current chairperson of Board of Governors is the Governor of Brazil. Board of Directors is responsible for this is the second category, or after the Board of Governor, Board of Directors have the power over the New Development Bank, and Board of Director is responsible for the conduct of general operation of New Development Bank, including decisions on business and country strategy, loans, guarantee, equity investment, borrowing, operational policy, procedures, etc. In addition to the general operations of the bank, Bank of Directors provides strategic direction to the management to achieve the bank's organizational objective and oversees the development of operation. Each of the founding members appoint one director and one alternate for a term of 2 years. As per the articles of the agreement, directors may be re-elected. Chairperson of Board of Directors is appointed by the directors for a period of 4 years. The director for Russia, Mr. Sergei Storchak, was appointed as the chairperson from July 21st, 2019. The president is also the member of Board of Directors but has no vote except for the deciding vote in case of tie among directors. The president is also a member of Board of Directors but he has no vote except for deciding vote in the case of tie among the directors. And the Board of Directors function as a non-resident body. In addition to the Board of Governors and Board of Directors, there are 4 committees that are functioning with the New Development Banks or the BRICS Bank. These 4 committees are Audit, Risk and Compliance Committee, Budget, Human Resources and Finance Committee, Credit and Investment Committee. The key area of operation of new development banks include clean energy, urban development, transport infrastructure, environmental efficiency, irrigation, water resources management, social infrastructure, and multi-themes. These are the key area of operation of the New Development Bank. Cumulative approvals by the area of operations are given in here. In this case, as on December 31st, 2019, the cumulative number of approvals are given. In the field of clean energy, 14 projects were approved, and transport infrastructure 13, and the highest is in the case of the clean energy. Total 51 approvals were sanctioned by or are in operation as on December 31st, 2019. The percentage of approval or the fund is 23% for the clean energy, 30% for the transport, irrigation 14%, urban development 18%, etc. are the percentage of fund distribution to various categories. In this section, a brief description about the role of India in New Development Bank is given. It was among the first, anyway, the agreement was started on 15th July 2014 and it was established on 3rd July 2015 or started functioning in 2015. India was among the first country to get one among the founder country. In 2016, India was among the first country to get a loan from BRICS Bank, which gave a $250 million funding to Canara Bank for renewable energy project, and the total project cost is nearly $500 million. This is the first assistance to India from the New Development Bank. Second one, loan agreement for New Development Bank for financing of $350 million for development and upgradation of major district road project in Madhya Pradesh was signed between Government of India and New Development Bank, and the total project cost is also nearly 500 million US dollar. In 2017, New Development BRICS Bank sanctioned a loan worth 470 million US dollar for Madhya Pradesh multi-village rural drinking water supply project. In 2018, BRICS Bank approved 525 million US dollar loan for infra project in Madhya Pradesh. Another contribution or another financial aid in 2019 is New Development Bank approved a 300 million US dollar loan to REC Limited to finance the construction of a renewable energy power plant and associated evacuation transmission lines. Another 323 million US dollar each to support two separate but complementary road projects in the state of Andhra Pradesh was also sanctioned. Another 312 million US dollar project was appointed for this as sovereign loan to Government of India for Manipur water supply project. These are some of the grants or the loans or aids received by India from the New Development Bank. This in the year 2016 for renewable energy project, 17 for the road project, as in another one for the multi-village rural drinking water supply project, then infra projects of Madhya Pradesh, renewable energy power plant, then a road transport project in 2019, nearly 323 million US dollar, and another one is for the Manipur water supply project that was nearly 312 million US dollar. This is about the functioning of New Development Bank. The New Development Bank is the first multilateral development bank and was established by the BRICS countries, that is Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. The agreement was signed on 15th July 2014 and the bank started functioning on 3rd July 2015.